Hey Creekside Hoopers, this is Karen of Creekside Hooping. I wanted to show you the two different styles of collapsible hoops. This one is a fitness hoop. This one's called Patriot. Nice big guy. For fitness hoops, we have two options, push button collapsible and infinity style collapsible. This one's the infinity style. On an infinity, you have two connectors that look like this. Sometimes I put a little O-ring in the middle, but there'll be a little gap, and a bit of tape on each side. And what you want to do to close one of these is put your hand below the tape on one connector, above the tape on the other connector, and you're going to bring one hand in toward your chest and one hand in and away from your chest a bit. So you're twisting as it comes in. Once you've got your two connector points together, then you're just going to fold one side down onto the other and keep it up where you can see it. Fold them together. Whenever I ship an infinity collapsible, I'll give you a little piece of Velcro too. So it makes it easier to hold it together so it doesn't pop open on you. To open it up, all you're going to do is take that Velcro off. And it'll start popping open a little bit already. And open it up so you've got an infinity symbol or figure 8. And then you're going to take the two connector points, again, one hand below it, one hand above it, and you're going to reverse the motion. So I'm opening out. Now, sometimes if you don't get it all the way open, you'll kind of get a weird wobbly kind of thing going on. So you want to get it all the way open, and then I check it by dropping it flat on the floor and see if everything lies flat on the floor. If not, it needs a little tweaking. Now the other style of connector is a push button connector. Either one can be an option on a fitness hoop. On an HDPE hoop, it's going to only be push button connectors because of the nature of the connecting material that's inside. So a push button connector looks like this. It can be made so that the connection point is really almost completely invisible. And on one side you'll have a rivet to keep it from popping open. On a fitness hoop, there's not always a need for a rivet, so sometimes that won't be there. And then we've got a push button here. Push button's metal, and you got to press it in with your thumb. It's not always easy, but you want it to not be too easy because you don't want your hoop to kind of click and as you're hooping with it and be loose connection. So you see I've pressed the button in and I'm starting to be able to take it apart. So I'll pop that open, and if I needed to travel with this hoop, that makes it easier because I can kind of coil it down. I like to kind of start toward the middle, bring two sides toward each other. You want to be careful not to force it. Pull it down. You'll notice when I ship it, I'll just connect it with some zip ties or extra tape or something like this. And I don't connect the connector points back into each other. That's because I want to make sure that you realize this is a push button connection and not an infinity, because if you try to open it like it's an infinity, you're going to break the hoop. So it is sometimes possible, if your hoop is big enough, and you shouldn't do this with a hoop that's smaller than like a 36-inch diameter. It's sometimes possible to get the ends to come back around, meet up again, and then close it up and get the push button back out. Now, push button's on this side. Now it's not going to be totally seamless when it's put back together that way because there's just more pressure on the hoop. It's kind of forcing it. So you don't want to store it this way. Whenever possible, for both styles of hoop, you want to store it in the same shape that you would hoop with it, all the way open up into a big circle. And ideally, you want to store it lying flat. If you kind of have it hanging on a hook or leaned against a wall, it may eventually kind of sag a bit and get kind of oval shaped. You can usually kind of clump it back out and fix that. But But you want to store your hoops flat whenever possible, whether it's infinity style or push button. And it's important when you're opening and closing the hoop to know which one you have so that you don't accidentally break your hoop. So hopefully this helps, and let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. Thanks.